again, beyond just the surface, why in the moment, but why does that become the response? Who is this guy? What is going on? Let me bring in my guests. Joining us in Los Angeles, California, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert, witness, and columnist, Dr. Carol Lieberman. Dr. Carol Lieberman, what's your analysis on why he would go after little Harmony?
Yes, well, this is a man who is filled and has long been filled with a lot of rage. He uses drugs in part to diffuse some of the rage, but it's been with him. Whatever happened during his childhood has caused him to have all of this rage. Now, when he hits or beats Kayla, that has to do with his rage towards his mother. But his hitting or beating Harmony has to do with his rage for himself, self-loathing. She is a part of him, and he hates himself. And so hitting her, whatever he does to her, is a part. It's really like as if he were punching himself.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, there seems to be a level of escalation of the beatings of Kayla and a level of paranoia that she's going to go to police.
Yes. Well, the drugs, of course, contribute to the paranoia. But it's an interesting thought. He was high so often, if not all the time. It could be that he doesn't even know, or for that matter, she doesn't even know who actually dealt the final blows that killed Harmony.
And Dr. Carol Lieberman, we're talking here about lashing out against a woman who is doing, this is work that is tough work. You're helping out addicts get to the methadone clinic. She's putting herself in harm's way, literally, in this case. What are your thoughts about the way Adam Montgomery reacted in that situation?
Well, first of all, I think that we have been seeing an escalation over those last couple of years with the drug use, with the violence, and so on. He was not being able to afford to live in an apartment. Things were getting tougher and tougher, so that even just a little girl, urinating in the car, you would think that wouldn't merit such a lashing out. But it's like he was on the edge. Every moment he was on the edge. And as far as this worker, the driver, there was also something about, of course he was angry because the driver was going to give Kayla a means to call for help, a means to let the authorities know that he's abusing her and so on. But it's interesting when he's with people who are more fragile. Whether it's his daughter, and yes, and special need kids, they do unfortunately affect some people, really, angry parents, to get them to perpetrate violence towards them. But even this driver, she was not somebody, she was clearly frightened at the time, and she was sort of a weakened person. And when he sees somebody who has a weakness, it makes him think of his own weakness, and it goes back to what I was talking about, his self-loathing. So he's more likely to attack them.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, he told the world that he was looking forward to refuting those claims, yet he's not showing up in court to refute those claims.
Yes, that could be a hint, perhaps, that he is planning on coming and testifying at the end. I've made a list of 6 reasons why he's not here. One is denial. He's denying wants the whole problem to go away, this whole case and the whole issue. Another thing is guilt, giving him a little bit of credit. Maybe there's part of his heart that can feel guilt for what he did, or at least even if it's Kayla, what they did together. So to Harmony. Uncomfortable. Obviously, it would be uncomfortable for him to be sitting there hiding. And hoping that if they don't see him, they won't convict him. If he's not there, they can't convict him. And then last but not least, he'd rather be in his cell or in the jail and watch television, particularly court TV.
Yeah, KD. Dr. Carol Lieberman, and appreciate your time, your insight, and your expertise. We'll see you again really, really soon.